Allison, we do hear these warning bells ahead of things like the Super Bowl because of the influx of visitors and crowds. And California is considered especially vulnerable because it's so close to airports, international borders, has a high immigrant population. But there are people who work to prevent trafficking every day who say we need to be focused on this year-round, not just around big games.
The excitement around the Super Bowl is palpable with the big game less than 3 weeks away. But that also means preps are underway to make sure it's safe.
We absolutely prepare for big events, whether that's the Super Bowl, the Olympics, anything that is big going on in our cities. We make sure that we are beefing up operations.
Carol Chang is the Senior Director of Global Driver and Courier Operations for Uber. They're staffing up their public safety team, handing out these tags to drivers in the Los Angeles area with the national and local hotlines to report suspected trafficking, and blasting drivers nationwide with what to look out for.
What kind of a responsibility does Uber have in making sure that traffickers aren't using your platform to further their activity?
This is a global issue, and it affects estimates of about 25 million people worldwide. And so we do feel that at the size and scale at which Uber operates, in 80 plus countries around the world, millions of trips happening every day, that we do have a part to play.
Uber drivers say they're sometimes the first people to notice when someone might be in danger.
We find ourselves, closer than where the police can be at any given time.
LA area driver Ava Blanco says she picked up a teen girl last March, but she quickly felt like something wasn't right, especially when the girl shared where she was headed.
My mom, instance, came over, and I just felt scared for her because I know no young girl is going to be safe in a motel partying with other people. And I tried to explain to her that maybe it wasn't the safest place for her to go.
She says she called 911, waited on hold to speak with police, and followed up with Uber, but she's not sure what ended up happening to the girl.
I believe she was giving me the details of her life or sharing some of what was going on in her life, asking for help.
Ava says it's important for drivers to know some of the warning signs. And Uber's current campaign is part of a broader push from anti-trafficking and exploitation group It's a Penalty. American and Southwest Airlines will show this video on flights. IHG, Hilton, and Motel 6 hotels will display posters. And the Los Angeles Super Bowl host committee says it's working with anti-trafficking groups to provide community training and victim services ahead of the game.
I absolutely think that there's a place for rideshare companies, airlines, and all of these companies do have a role to play, and not just ones where trafficking is prevalent either. I think all companies.
Kay Buck is the CEO of Cast LA and says the few past studies looking at the issue found big events actually don't result in a substantial increase of labor and sex trafficking.
What I would like to see is those resources for the campaigns to be put towards really good outreach that works to reach survivors all year round.
She does say they've seen a huge increase in calls to their organization during the pandemic.
Last year, we had over 2,500 hotline calls, and this was the highest number of hotline calls in our entire history of 23 years as an organization.
So what are the warning signs to spot trafficking victims? According to Kay, people who are acting like someone told them what to say, are showing signs that they're being controlled, or are afraid to talk to someone who's trying to help.
They don't need to be rescued. They need to be provided with the rights that they deserve.
Working to stop trafficking on Super Bowl Sunday and the other 364 days of the year.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.